Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. Tease me, you see that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, we're still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase. Yes, it does come with a Picatinny rail adapter, so you can mount it to a standard AR-15 like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more. Again, that's www.toppingtechnologies.com. Lastly, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part podcast, you have Nvidia Q3 sales are in, and they are pretty good enough, but some are concerned the growth rate is decreasing. They're in fact they're not the infallible, perfect company everyone thought they were. Though, granted, no one should be too surprised by that. Eventually, every growth rate does decrease, with the exception of government spending. Dumch, as supposed to be a political pun. Hopefully we get that spending cut down soon. But Nvidia let's get their stock really quick. And again, none of this is financial advice, and well, truth be told, when it comes to the stock market, hindsight is always 2020. And yeah, there's a reason why you don't see anyone quitting working at Nvidia, especially when they get stock options, because yeah, pretty darn good investment. So, and this might be painful to think about what could have been in terms of what we should have invested in. Overall, the stock, again, lifetime, it's up 367,912.5% lifetime. That's astronomically good, which yeah, that's almost comically good. Now, yes, that's their max. Now their 5-year trend still ridiculous good, up $2,693.45, or sorry, 2,693.45%, up $141. Now, again, currently trading for $147.15 per share. Yes, it'll change by the time this video is rendered and uploaded, what stock market does. Now, zooming into the 1-year growth, it's even more comically impressive. It's up 194%. Year to date, they're up 205.5%. Past 6 months is doubled 54.04%. Past month is up 2.25%. So a little squirrely past month. And then last week it's up about, let's see, around 2.24%. Now, the stock actually did dip temporarily when this news of their Q3 results were just first announced because, again, so many people are concerned. Well, yeah, you beat your sales, but it's not astronomically beating the sales like it was 2 fiscal quarters ago. It is quite fascinating to see there's more people tuning into the Nvidia earnings call. It almost reminds me of the Halo release parties we used to have for Xbox back in the day, especially in tech. There's so many people invested in this company. There's so many people, really, it's the whole speculation of AI is on this company because, again, they're the largest, most successful manufacturer of GPUs, which is, again, used mainly these days for AI. Now, going to the actual article, coming straight from the Nvidia's newsroom, you can see their classic logo there. Again, this says, quote, Nvidia announced financial results for a third quarter fiscal 2025. Now, they say that, quote, record quarterly revenue of, $35.1 billion is up 17% from Q2 and up 94% from a year ago. So that's well above and beyond beating just standard inflation. Or granted, we have more than standard inflation these days, but you understand what I mean. They know that record quarterly data center revenue of $30.8 billion, up 17% from Q2 and 112% up from a year ago, which, again, most people, when it comes to Nvidia, they see that cool little green sticker on the laptop that they purchase. They do have consumable, products, especially even if you're building your own PC, you get graphics card. But really, where the bread and butter is these days is the data center, which, again, more and more businesses are moving to the cloud. But remember, a wise man once said, there's no such thing as a cloud. It really is just someone else's computer. More often than not, it's a rack-mounted server in a data center somewhere you never see. It's usually a mysterious building with no sign for security purposes. Now, diving into the details, they said that, quote, Nvidia reported revenue for the third quarter of $35.1 billion, 17% up a year before. For the quarter, GAAP earnings per diluted share was 78 cents per share, up 16% from the previous quarter, up 111% from a year ago. Non-GAAP earnings per diluted share was 81 cents, up 90% from the previous quarter, and 103% from a year ago. There's a fun little chart here, which, yeah, shows an astronomical increase in sales. Now, gross margin increased, but again, it's not a lot, but in the aggregate, it does add up. We're talking about percentages. The geez Louise, gross margin 74.6% was, well, actually, went down a little bit from 75.1%. So that's not the best. So 0.5 points. Operating expenses went up by almost $500 million. Now, kind of overview. Now the revenue expected was 37.5 billion plus or minus 2%, 73% there. Yeah, the data center. We got partnerships announcing with Hewlett Packard Enterprise, Dell, which again, major manufacturer of servers or data centers. So good news for Nvidia, but again, the growth rate is decreasing. So it'll be interesting to see. Granted, the stock already rebounded. Again, this was announced last week, but the stock dipped 2%. It already beat that. So again, some people did sell their stock because of this news. But in terms of overall, and again, another financial advice, but again, there's such a high barrier to entry to compete with Nvidia. I mean, every major tech company claims to try to make their own, but it's going to take a lot of ramp up time. And the way they treat their employees at Nvidia and the stock options they give them, I don't think it's going to be very feasible to poach a lot of talent like you could do a traditional tech company. That's why I'm even more skeptical about anyone really competing with Nvidia realistically anytime soon. But let me know, do you think they'll continue to grow? I mean, traditionally, again, Q4 is literally right now. Most Q4 for companies is calendar year Q4, and yeah, I can't help but think, how are they going to do this year? More often than not, that's when most businesses are doing the best. They call it, I mean, not just a great song by the electrical company AC/DC, but there's a reason that they call it Back in Black or Black Friday. It's on the physical ledger when it used to be written in ink. Well, red used to be negative, you're losing money, and black used to be positive, you're actually making a profit. So Black Friday is traditionally when a lot of these big businesses would make a profit. And for most companies, that's still one of the best times of the year. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep up the sales momentum and how they do Q4. And let me know in the comments, do you think, could we see any competitor coming out of the woodworks? I mean, do you think we'll maybe see some imports of third party? What do you think the future is for GPUs or graphics cards in general and AI development, AI cards? Do you think could they ever be overthrown? I mean, shoot, there's a one time in history when we thought no one would ever beat Sears, and unfortunately now it's basically reduced to nothing. So never say never, but let me know in the comments your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. Just let me know what can I do better to make the show more entertaining, better for you. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.